Games Select the Father and Son podcast.
And we're back. Hello, everyone.
And welcome to Games Select the Father and Son podcast. If you hear chewing in the background, my dog is just eating something.
Yeah, our dog has chosen this time, hasn't she, to eat her chew.
Her rancho.
Is it a rancho? Is that what it's called? Yeah.
Yeah.
Chosen that time to eat that. So as you can hear, it just sounds like a demonic monster chewing on like a bark of wood in the background. She's the star of the show today, I think. Anyway, we have been away for almost a month or so, hasn't it?
Yeah, about 5 weeks-ish.
Yeah, I mean, you've had the summer holidays. We've been away, actually on holiday, haven't we? And doing a lot of different things. Yeah. So we are a bit behind, but we're back. So don't worry, we are back. And we've got a great show for you today. What are we talking about today, Brody?
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Shredder's Revenge. Also, we are joined by Leonardo, Michelangelo, Raphael, and Donatello.
Okay, do you want to sing the song?
Game Select, we connect, Father and Son.
I don't know whether you can sing the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles song. Might copyright strike us.
Yeah.
So we won't do that. But everybody knows the song. Yeah, we are talking about Shredder's Revenge, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and we are playing it on the ever-changeable...
Nintendo Switch?
Yeah. Switch. Changeable. Switch.
Oh, yeah. I've also got new controls for my Switch. Because...
You have got new Joy-Cons. You're the ones who've given up the ghost, haven't they?
To be fair, they've been going for... How long was it?
So that's the launch day. So what, we're talking 2017?
Yeah.
That's about right? Yeah. So that's, 7 years? Over 7 years? Yeah, I mean, they've lasted a long time, haven't they, to be honest? And, you just got a new one. You've now got a green and a red one, haven't you?
I used to have blue and a red one.
Blue and a red one.
So basically, it just changed the blue to green.
Blue to green, so that's good.
You tried to make it with shells, but...
Yeah, I did. I tried to change the shells over, but it transpires that that's incredibly difficult. The main part that's difficult is the screws.
To be fair, it does still work, but
Yes.
It doesn't show the green bit and can't connect off very well.
No, and I think it is working. The problem is I can't screw any of the screws in because of the way the shells are. But maybe one day I'll visit it again, and they'll magically work. But we don't need them to work
Yeah, we have
now.
ones.
We've had them a long time. It's fine. We can move on with that.
Game Select,
need to worry.
reconnect, Father and Son.
You love your songs there. Do you know what song I love?
What?
The intro to the Teenage
You can't
Mutant
sing
Ninja
it because
Turtles.
you might get copyrighted.
That's true. Shredder's Revenge.
We can sing our one.
And I always say to you, do not skip it. And then one time you did skip it when we were playing together.
By accident.
So I had to start again. And do you know who sings that song?
Who?
Because it's not an original. It's a remake of the original, isn't it? In the game. And that is sung by a gentleman called Mike Patton. Now, do you know who Mike Patton is? You won't because you're not old. He was the lead singer of a band called Faith No More, and you may have heard them in the car as me and your mother drive down the road with our hair blowing in the wind.
You realise Mum's the only one who drives, right?
Yeah, no, but I'm instructing driving.
Sure
Yeah,
you are.
but I've got my hair blowing in the wind.
No, you don't. Our window's not open.
No, you don't like the window open. I put the aircon on. My hair blows in the aircon.
We don't always put the aircon on.
No, we don't do that either. But I pretend it blows in the wind. And
You don't do that either.
he's the lead singer of a band called Faith No More. We Care a Lot. Have you heard that in the car?
Yes.
You have heard that in the car, haven't you?
That played today, in fact.
Did it? We
Yeah.
Care a Lot. So you know that song. So next time you listen into the song on the intro, you might be able to recognise his voice and go, oh, okay, yeah, it's that guy. We Care a Lot is a great song as well. Do you think? Yeah. It's one of those songs that's like late 80s, early 90s. But yeah, Faith No More are really good. Mike Patton's really good. I'm surprised they managed to get someone like that. But that kicks the game off to a really great start. And the game itself then, it's a beat 'em up.
I don't know what that is.
So a beat 'em up scroller. I'm not sure what they call them. I've heard them described in various different ways.
Okay,
But yeah, it's a scroller. It scrolls along and you beat up the enemies as they appear on screen, don't you? So it's a beat 'em up. But who's your favourite turtle in general?
Leonardo. Now, what's your favourite?
My favourite turtle is Donatello. Do you know why I like Donatello?
Tech?
Yeah, because he is techie. And even as a kid, I was always attracted to him. I don't know whether that's the right word. But yeah, I was always drawn.
Now I'm imagining a magnet just pulling.
But I was always drawn to him, I think, because he was the smart one and he always solved things. And really, that's what I do every day in my life.
Izzy,
solve
stop
problems.
licking me.
Why do you like Leonardo?
Let's just give you an explanation of the one Leonardo I don't like. In the movie on Netflix, which one is it? I have a figure of it. I'll get the figure. I think you'll remember the movie from when he's not like Leonardo. Let me just look through. Yeah. He's not like regular Leonardo.
Oh, yeah, that's from one of the weird movies, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because there's been lots of adaptations of the Turtles, hasn't there, over the years? The one in Shredder's Revenge is the what I would describe as the original version, not the comic book version, but they are.
Yeah, that would be black and white. To be fair, in the DLC you do get the comic book version skin.
You do get in the DLC. You do get the comic book version skin. But these are based on like the 80s, late 80s, early 90s, the ones that I grew up with, when I used to call them half shells.
What?
That's how I described them when I was a kid. When I was a child, I came home to my mum and went, "I'd like the half shells, please." And they had to figure out what I meant. And it's because in the song, they say that, don't they?
Yeah. Back then, wouldn't they be called Hero Tales?
Yes, you're right.
So, wouldn't you just say that? Why don't you just say Hero Tales or something?
Because when you're a child, as you know, because you are a child, but I think I was a bit younger than you, you don't really know what they are. So you're going on the song, and the song was catchy and still is catchy. So you just call them what you hear, half shells. But you're right, they were called Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles in the UK for the longest time, and that was due to violence and censorship, because they figured that nunchucks, I think it was, and maybe a couple of other things were too violent, so they had to replace them with other things. But that changed in the late 90s, and they just went, yeah, we don't care anymore. We can call them ninjas. They're the Ninja Turtles. Because in the films, they were already the Ninja Turtles. And those films are great. I like those films as well. Maybe not so the third one. The third one's not very good. For some reason,
Weren't you saying they used to be... They only did it for once, but they used to be a female turtle.
Yeah, that was the Next Mutation TV series, which was based on the same animatronic Jim Henson style bodies like they had in the original 3 films, where they look like real turtles.
Oh.
Whereas in the subsequent ones, they are computer graphics, aren't they? Or animated. But these are live action turtle suits. And they had, yeah, you're right, the TV series did have a woman turtle. It didn't last long. And she was called Venus de Milo. She's not in this game.
Yeah.
I think they've forgotten about Venus.
Now, who's your favourite character's playstyle?
Believe it or not, I think it is Splinter. Because he does a lot of kicks, karate kicks. He's able to jump quite high. Who's your favourite playstyle?
Usagi. From the DLC, I really like it because it has a sword like Leonardo, but also has a staff like Donatello.
Usagi's the rabbit.
Yeah.
Or bunny, or... I'm not sure.
It's one of them.
Hare? Yeah, something like that. And yeah, so you like Usagi, who's from the DLC, alongside Kiraya, or Kiraya?
Yeah, the
Kirai?
daughter of
Shredder. Yeah. And she is also in the DLC. So they are, you get them if you buy the Dimension Shell Shock DLC. So it's worth it for that in itself.
And it's only like £7-ish, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not very expensive. I'm not sure that we got it on sale, but yeah, it's not particularly expensive. So we've played through the game. I finished the game on Xbox, actually. I finished the game.
And you almost finished the game in the thing, but we reset it so we could play it again.
Yeah, so we're going through it and we're almost finished it again. So I know it pretty much inside out. I finished it first time with Splinter. This time I'm trying to complete it with Karai. Who's your favourite boss?
I've shown a picture and tell them who it is.
It's interesting as well because that is Baxter Stockman, the Fly, basically. Guess who I've got as my favourite boss?
Well, who?
Baxter Stockman. That's weird, isn't it? We've not spoke about that. Why do you like Baxter Stockman?
Well, he's also got the same. It's also the story that he is basically mutated like the turtles. But what I didn't like about the new movie is because instead of Baxter Stockman,
yes,
Baxter Stockman is
What's that movie called? Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Is it Mutants Unleashed or something like that?
I can't remember now.
Let me just check on that.
They make the fly mutate. That's the thing. It's weird, isn't it?
So that film is called Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem.
Yes, that's what it is.
And what do they do in that film that you don't like?
So, they make it so instead of Baxter Stockman mutating, his fly mutates. And he's never had a fly.
Yeah, and I don't like the fact that Baxter Stockman's a fly who's mutated. Just weird.
No, wait, you don't like Baxter? Do you mean...
In the newer movie, yeah.
You mean his fly mutates, not him?
Yeah, I don't like that. I like Baxter Stockman because in the original...
He's a scientist.
He's a scientist, he's fun, he's very funny, he has a weird voice in the original. I think that he's voiced in the game in the same way. He's got that weird high-pitched voice.
Because he's a fly.
He's a fly.
That's what flies would have.
Yeah.
And I like the fact that he is mutated like the turtles.
Yes, he is. And least favourite boss?
I don't like the two. You know when you face the digging person and the person who.
Yeah, because that's really annoying, isn't it? They dig
on the zoo.
On the zoo. I can't remember who they're called, but yeah, they dig and they pop up at you and hit you all the time. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of them, and also I'm not a big fan of like the truck level. Where you're chasing them and they're in a truck and throwing things at you.
Yeah. I was going to say my least favourite level, so as a level, is the thing where you're on the skateboard. That's the truck level.
That's the truck level, yeah. Because you're just getting hit all the time. It's just not fun.
It's one of the starting. They're both the starting levels. Baxter Stockman on all the turtle things. Every turtle thing where Baxter Stockman's in, he is a scientist that gets mutated.
Yeah, he is, and he's a cool character. He's one of the memorable ones alongside Krang and Shredder.
And Bebop and Rocksteady.
Rocksteady. Yeah, they are
You can
cool.
remember them instantly, really.
You can remember all of them instantly. And when they replaced them in the third film, they weren't as fun.
Who did they replace them with?
I want to say Tokka and Razar, but I think I might be making that up. Let me have a look.
That sounds weird.
I'm right. It's Tokka and Razar.
What?
Yeah, they were...
Huh?
Tokka is a mutant snapping turtle and Razar is a mutant wolf. I don't think they're in the game.
I feel like I have a mini Tazar now. Remember I have that weird wolf turtle thing?
Yeah, maybe. So that's fine. Let's just talk a little bit more...
About the game.
About the game itself. I've wrote here in my notes, it's not particularly hard, but it is very fun.
I've written down, it's quite hard sometimes, but not all the times. There's only some bits that...
Sometimes you lose your lives quite a bit, don't you?
Yeah.
It's always better if you play it co-op and together, I think.
Who's your least favourite playstyle?
Karai.
That's my least favourite.
Yeah.
I mean...
And I'm playing through with her at the moment, but that's why I don't... And it's not because of necessarily a playstyle. I have no connection to the character.
I actually just don't like the playstyle. I would like, when I first thought of that, I thought of it once and I'm like, I would rather play Splinter. Can I tell you why? It's like Splinter if he was slower. It's like a slow
She is quite slow. But yeah, played okay, but yeah, you may as well play Splinter.
Yeah, because it attacks and more kicks and stuff, like Splinter.
Yes, and with that in mind, let me just mention Dimension Shell Shock DLC. Whatever we pay, £7 something. I think that might have been on offer. I think the characters, it's worth it for the two characters, but for the expansion, which is like where you have to go through the portals and fight and collect the crystals, I don't think that's worth it. That's not my sort of thing.
It's weird.
I don't want that in a game.
I mean, it's fine on the first... There's one level, then you get to this like weird comic book level, and it's just like...
Yeah, it gets very hard very quickly. Yeah, not for me. I thought, no, okay, I might revisit it and see what we can unlock, but it's not as fun, is it? I want a bit of a story.
The only point of it is you unlock. I'm pretty sure you unlock skins for doing stuff.
You do. And so,
but you already get like some skins
from
buying the thing, so you may as well just. It's like, okay, you can get more skins, but you already get these skins anyway from buying this DLC. So yeah.
And let me ask the age-old question: what do you think of the music?
I don't.
Brody doesn't listen to music award. Well, you do listen to music. You just don't put the volume on.
Yeah, like in Metopia, it's a game that I like. It rewarded me you've listened to 150 songs. Clearly the songs were playing if I would have the volume on, but I had the volume off. So I've not heard any
You've not heard
songs.
any of them. The music is, not that you'd know or care, but Sonic Mania, there's a guy called T. Lopez. He wrote the music for Sonic Mania as well.
Oh.
So they're very similar. It's quite an upbeat sort of music, isn't it? Really, well, you can't hear it, can you?
No,
Only I can hear it. It's upbeat, promise me. It's upbeat, energetic, sounds like the Turtles. It's really good. Okay, I think that's everything. Do you want to cover anything else about the game? I think it's great. If you haven't played it, please play the campaign at the very least. It's super enjoyable to play together. You'll have a lot of fun. And that's what game's all about, as far as I'm concerned. Nothing in the world needs to be 80 hours long. You can play this, you can get this completed in about 10 hours or so, but it's totally worth it, especially if you love the Turtles. Anything else you want to add, Brody?
What's your least favourite turtle?
I don't really have a least favourite turtle.
I do. Ask me.
What's your least favourite turtle?
Raphael. He's just
Why?
really angry.
Yeah, he's angry. He's meant to have a bit of an attitude problem. He's meant to be like the most angsty of the turtles. No, I don't dislike any of them. I never did. I always thought they all had their own, and they do have their own traits and characters. And it's actually a lesson for life. You know, it's about people that they're brothers and they get on, but they're all very different.
Not all the time they get on.
No, they sometimes fall out of wrath.
Yeah. Mainly Leonardo.
Yeah, the common thread throughout most of the stories is they fall out with him. And yeah, but they always come back together and they always fight. And I think that's really, really something. You don't get that in a lot of the other cartoons. Ghostbusters didn't really have that. They were just working together. Power Rangers were friends, but they weren't related. Whereas these guys have to be together. And I think it drives them mad sometimes. But they always come back together and they always fight for each other. And something really special about that, I think. Okay, what are we going to talk about next week?
We haven't actually decided yet, have
Or
we?
time, depends when we... Hopefully next week. And we're going to have a think about it. And we'll come back to you. And we'll update you on the Facebook what we're going to do. We'll put a post up,
You
won't
don't
we?
play Splatoon 3 much anymore.
No, maybe we can do that, but maybe not. We'll have a think about it, won't we?
Yeah.
Everybody, have a good week. We'll see you next time.
Games Select the Father and Son podcast.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Games Select the Father and Son podcast.